Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now global series. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're new to me, new to my show, new to my channel, please do subscribe so that you can take advantage of all of the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring forward to you these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their experiences, their activations, healings, clearings, their channelings, etc., so that we can all thrive in our lives at this time. And today we have a brand new guest speaker with us for the first time, but probably not for the last. So Rayania Chaenn is here with us, and we're going to be talking about courage to be you, embody your soul gifts. And so some of what we're going to discuss today on the call is our next phase of evolution in soul evolution in human form, reclamation of self from rejection of being a girl, recovery of lifelong anxiety, over giving, over caretaking, people pleasing, and seeking external validation and approval. We're going to talk about uncovering soul gifts of healing and higher dimensional channeling, stepping into your soul mission and visibility. We're going to talk about embracing the uniqueness and the worthiness of you. And of course, Rayania is going to be doing a channeled message and channeled Q&A, so please do stay tuned for that. And for those of you who do not know Rayania, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about her. Like I said, this is the first time that she's on our show, but like I said, not going to be the last for sure. I was recently introduced to Rayania from my good friend Mansef, who you all know as well. And I'm so glad that he did introduce us to each other. So Rayania is the people whisperer, she's called, is an intuitive channel, energy healer, and galactic retreat host. And Rayania was present at the very creation of Earth consciousness and has since reincarnated countless times in service to the evolution of Gaia. Despite a challenging start, rejected at birth for being female, and lifelong anxiety and deep fear, Rayania's quest for meaning led her from a high-flying career in technology business to a devoted pursuit of her soul's purpose. Now she channels wisdom from higher realms to support ushering in the new Earth consciousness. Rayania is dedicated to empowering starseeds, empaths, and sensitives to awaken to their own creative power and true essence. And her mission is to guide others in rediscovering gifts, embodying unique soul expression, and fulfilling highest potentials. So please join me in welcoming Rayania to the show. It's her very first time, so let's all be extra nice and extra loving for her. Rayania, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shefali. I feel so honored and really, I feel like my heart is welling up with love and gratitude and, witnessing everyone participating, coming in. And thank you. Thank you for your invitation, for your welcome. I just feel very honored.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you're here with us to share your wisdom, your experiences, plus your channeling and your gifts so that, not just to, well, it's to empower others, but it also is to inspire others as well to be who they truly are, right? And we're talking today a little bit about the courage to be you, and we talked about this recently together, and how on our path, on our journeys, we all have different journeys, different paths, but it really does take a lot of courage to follow your heart and follow your inner guidance and knowing and trusting that, right?
Mm, absolutely. Yeah.
So Rayania, since this is the first time that you're on our show, can you just take a few minutes and just talk a little bit about your journey, how you became to be a healer and channeler?
Yeah. I'm delighted to. Yeah. So I would say I started, being a girl in Taiwan, Chinese, Japanese influence. It's almost like I was taught just to be docile, polite, and, following all the definition of what success means or the responsibility. So in our tradition, the girl has to take on the responsibility of looking after everyone and the family. And so oh, I just experienced this anxiety since I was very young. It was like, there's something not right. And as if like I need to hurry, I need to learn more, I need to work harder. And so that ambition and that anxiety actually drove me to, working international business and to high tech company like in Silicon Valley. So I love to be part of what is in, you know, like advanced technology, what is in the future. And so it was a very male oriented and very mind centered environment. And I think that's how I was conditioned, because as you were saying in my bio, that when I was born, my paternal grandmother just denounced me. So I was her first grandchild, but she didn't acknowledge me. And I never really understand how that shaped or influenced me, because I just thought that's just an anecdote my family loved to joke about. And now I realize actually that negation, that rejection of my value, my existence, actually activated me. Like all I was doing was like I was into my mind. So that's all I think. That's what I believe is a little young mind. Like, you know, if I study hard enough, if I get good grades, if I go to school, I mean, you know, that I will be liked or loved or accepted. I'll be okay. And I feel that is very present among so many, if not all, light workers and, you know, light bearer and way showers. So that anxiety didn't go away even after I earned six-figure salary. If I, you know, traveling, I could I could afford everything I like to have. You know, I went out, I travel. And so I thought maybe let me try a regression, past life regression. And so because growing up in Taiwan, I believe in past life, you know, we are here reincarnated as a soul. And so it was that first past life regression that sort of blew open something in me. And I was totally emotional from that session. And I just realized, okay, this is what I want to learn. Because all my life I was looking for purpose, for meaning. And so through that first past life regression, I just went on to, you know, learn hypnotherapy, crystal healing, channeling, all kinds of modality, working with spirit release and land healing and all kinds of things. And so I would say it has been a journey coming from mind back to the heart. And I'm still on that journey. I'm still on that learning, like learn how to be, you know, living from my heart at 0 point, and this place of self-acceptance and accepting this life as it is. And so I'll pause
Wow.
here.
Wow, I just have to say, it's so interesting when we have new speakers come on the show and they tell a little bit about themselves. I find it so interesting that our journeys are almost always so similar, and so we, light workers, way showers who are courageous enough to be out there in the public eye doing our thing. We didn't start off being so confident and so courageous. We started off in anxiety and fear and depression, all that stuff. I mean, I was always the same way. I'm from an Indian culture, right, from India, and so we also had that same culture where the girl is not accepted, still these days. But and we're meant to take care of the family. We're meant to do all the housework and blah blah blah, and be quiet and still and not be seen and not be heard, especially, right? And follow the rules. And so, for me growing up, it was always I wanted to be the good girl, because if I was the good girl, if I listened, if I did everything that everybody told me to, everybody would love me and everybody would accept me, right? And that only goes and takes you so far. After a while, it's like I'm done. So so I totally get it, right? And the thing is, I also had, a past life regression that was totally brought up so much stuff like dragons and fairies, and it was just amazing what came through. And I'm like, oh my god, is this even possible? Like, what is this? I never heard of, angels before that or anything, right? And the archangels and galactics, and I'm like, what is this? I don't know, this is not how I was raised, right? So it's interesting that we have that similarity, right? And that can be sometimes like the awakening to take us on our path of being courageous and following our heart and following our inner guidance, right? And at the same time, getting out of the head, out of the mind, and moving to the heart and living from that space is what we all are trying to do on a regular basis. And it is a journey of a lifetime. Like we're going to continually be doing that, right? So as long as we know that and we have that intention and we continuously bring ourselves back from the mind down to the heart, it's okay. We're good, right? So thank you for sharing that. I'm sure a lot of people can definitely relate and resonate with the anxiety, the wanting to be liked, loved, and accepted, right? And at the same time, feeling so alone, right? Because we are rejected for who we are. Not, like everybody wants us to be something different. And I'm like, that's not me. I can't do that. I'm kind of thing, right? So like accept me for who I am, so it starts with us accepting ourselves for who we are, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to share that, because of this negation or rejection since so young, and I think it influences unconsciously, right? Because I heard
Absolutely.
so many clients and people have experienced that, the parents actually didn't want to have children, or because,
Yeah.
um, for me, it actually has, because a lot of people, we all want to really step into our true essence, our authentic self, and know our purpose, our mission, and our soul gifts. So I wanted to bring already this topic here is because of that path, that conditioning of needing to take care of other people, needing, as most of us are sensitive and empath, then we actually use that part of the gift into making sure everyone else is good. And we were so, I think, energetically and emotionally, we were so tuned in to the environment and other people. It affect our ability to really know who we are and what we want. And so for me, because I was hushed, not to be able to express my emotion, I was not allowed. I was not encouraged to speak at all, even at school. So it was like when I was just started awakening journey and the healing journey, I didn't really know what I like, and what is in me that wish to express, right? And then so that comes the soul earning, like soul will come in and say, okay, we are taking you. I mean, not we. Okay, we in the collective. No, we are here to do this thing. For example, part of my work or mission is really to speak with people or to be present like you, to be visible. But it's actually the opposite of how I was conditioned to be. I was conditioned to be hiding, neat, small, blending into the background. And so
Mhm.
it has been quite a journey to choose courageously again and again. I'm going to prioritize myself, but it's not so black and white. It's really choose again and again. I'm gonna choose myself. I'm gonna choose my own healing. And I do care about other people. And we also tend to like emerge our energy with other people and overtaking, taking over other people, family, loved ones, responsibility.
Mhm.
And so it's through again and again letting go of what is not ours, what is not ours to take, that I'm actually able to start feeling the peace of being myself. And even that, I'm still in the middle of processing, of learning, like how does my energy feel like, and how can I make sure my energy is clean, only me, fully present and expanding in my own field, instead of allowing everyone's baggage and bag and luggage and all the things in our field, because that actually affects how we function or how we show up.
Mhm.
Mm.
Absolutely. And I just want to point out something that you said that was really important, and it's about choosing again and again. Again, we are constantly choosing again and again to prioritize ourselves or put ourselves first, or whatever that happens to be for you. But it's a choice again and again, a daily choice, even sometimes, right? Which is important because we can get so caught up in our day-to-day life with other people and things happening that we forget to choose us, right? It can happen really quickly. That's why it's so important for us to choose ourselves over and over again. And at the same time, like you said, maintaining your energy field, like making sure it's all just you and not everybody else, right? And, and that's important because we all have relationships with other people. That definitely, I mean, even with my Neo, he's here somewhere, right? We have relationships with our dogs. There he is. Our children, our parents, our friends, our community, right? We are in relationships, so we are connected, but at the same time, we have to continuously clear our field so that we can be just us when we are doing our work or living, etc.
That is so beautiful, because I also wanted to connect this to the point you mentioned earlier about we feel alone, we feel lonely. And because we, as a star CEO, however we want to identify light workers, I would say 99% probably felt like very alone and not, even though on the surface we look like we are belonging to some community or friend circle, but we know underneath that we are different. Like I'm different.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but I'm different. I don't feel fitting and I don't really feel belong, because there is only so much we could, try to play and fit in, but it's
Yeah.
not in alignment, right? And then we know that if we are honest, we know this relationship is actually no longer working. This job actually is no longer in alignment, that all kind of things. But because we so much want to be connected to the people around us,
And
we
like we
so
want to belong, right? We want to belong, but at the same time, we know that we don't fit in. I mean, I never fit in with my family. I never fit in with any group of just like that's why I don't like groups, because I never can fit in, right? So it's like this. It's always I'm always like an outsider looking in. So it's a different way of being, but at the same time, as we feel alone, we know we're connected to all that is. We know we're connected to the collective. We know we're connected to our guides, our angels, the galactics, the elemental. We know that connection, but sometimes at the personality level, we feel like we're not connected, right?
yeah. Well, I would share my own experience, and of course also many in the many sessions, that people would just bolt out of eyes, and I would cry as well, because there are moments of our difficult human 3D, it just feels so, maybe their moment of despair or truly loneliness, right? And then we just feel no one can understand me, no one can help me get out of this state. Even though we know we are connected, we are this infinite internal source being, we are connected to so many elements. But in the end of the day, I realized that in order for us to belong, of course, we hear like, oh, you have to belong to yourself first. And of course, it's easier to say. And that makes sense, because when we are not, shall we say, when we are like playing into to fit in, we don't really get a clear vibration. We don't really know who we are, what we want. Like, who is this authentic, Shefali, who is this authentic Rayania? So if we are not being able to come into this authentic in alignment or frequency or vibrational state, how can our soul family find us? Right? Like, how do we find the matching people and tribe? Because we are playing at the same time, sort of like, whatever programs we are still playing.
Yeah.
And then so it's also the same. Like, if we want to truly attract or, calling our romantic partner, the right, the one that, I would say 5D or whatever, we need to be so clear of who we are and so honest of letting go of what is not serving us, right? All the false belief conditioning. And because in universe, in vibration, in quantum field, there's no lie. So I would say at the bottom line of, finding belonging and connecting with community, because also a lot of people feel lonely when they are in the same spiritual community. But it's also, I think that's the invitation to ask, like, where am I not feeling seen? And where am I not seeing myself? Where am I waiting to be rescued, sort of way, like, waiting for other people to because that's also our childhood pattern, and we were never truly seen and heard. And of course, the way of healing is to be seen and to be heard. But in order to be heard and to be seen, you have to be yourself. You have to choose to shed all the layers and the belief and the relationship and the things that it's not us, and it's not easy. So that's why I said, it's courage. It takes courage to
Absolutely, it
find
does, and
out.
it takes courage to go against the pattern, or to go against the collective, what's happening in the mainstream, etc. It takes a lot of courage, but that is part of the next phase of our soul evolution, right? Is to move into that, into authenticity, into being courageous, into forging our own path. I think Sarah put in the chat about forging, right? Forging our own path, following our own guidance, going against what everybody else is doing, and doing what feels right to us, that we're in alignment with, or that we resonate with.
Absolutely. And it's a combination of receptive and active, like, this feminine, divine feminine, and divine masculine. It's like there are moments we have to stand still, like really tuning in to see what we're being called. And there are also a lot of moments that we are required to make decisions, like small decisions, medium decision, or big decisions, right? Like for me, it's to end a long relationship and to move country. And I know for you, it has been difficult decisions after difficult decisions, but that's what we are being nudged, right? Like a lot of people are waiting for the universe to give the nudge, but we actually don't want that, because it's painful. It's going to be more painful than when we are the ones say, okay, I know this is done, and I have been drag my feet, and I know if I'm going to choose what I truly want in the end, like my dreams, my vision, my tribe, my community, the money, the book, whatever, that we get to choose, make that decision, say, okay, no matter what the society says, because like the other day when we were talking, the society doesn't live with us day by day. They don't pay our
Yeah,
bill. They don't, when we are sad, they don't come to uplift us, right? So it's me and me. And
yeah.
so it's about truly say, okay, let me be honest with myself. What decision do I need to make? What conversation do I need to have? And what new routine do I need to cultivate, right? It's not about, let me just wish universe will deliver me the next people, the next person, the next check, and something like that. So I said that out of truly also out of my own pain, because I was waiting for the universe, my guides, my whoever ascended master, to give me a message, tell me what to do. But if I can be bold and say, if you are listening in the show, it's probably not in your blueprint to just sit and wait to be told what to do. So some people will say, oh, but I want Archangel Michael tell me to open my healing service, and they will give me the client. And then so I'll just like, that's some people's blueprint, but it's not everyone's. So, I mean, I was waiting for that for many years, but it never happened.
No, and I think when it comes down to it, in those moments when it's really up to you to choose, the guides are silent. The
Yes.
universe is silent, right?
Yes.
And we're waiting, and it's like, why are they not talking? Why are they so silent? And it's like, because you have to choose. This is part of your path and journey to choose, right? And
Mm.
so I have found that too, because sometimes like, can you just give me something? And the answer is like silence, total silence, right? And I was like, oh, okay, fine, then I have to take that chance. I have to take that risk. I have to take that choice and make that choice for myself. And
Yeah.
then as soon as I do, right, then everything just starts to flow. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, thank you, right? And so then that it's not like they're not listening. They are, absolutely. They're always there, always listening, always supporting. But there are some choice points. I guess that's a phrase, but there's some choice points where you have to make the choice, and then based on that choice, then those timelines open up. That's how I see it.
Yes. Yes. So what comes through is to share something personal. Well, but not with detail, not in details, is that I was I had to make the decision to end my relationship out of the blue. Like there's no, there was no unpleasant situation or reasons to make that decision, but I knew I had to. And so it was very awkward. It was very painful because I thought that was, the love of my life. That was who I was going to spend the rest of my life with. Um, but then But then I also know that it's so clear that I had to end it because for whatever reason. So I did it. And it was so much later than I started to get information because I want the guy to tell me, why I have to make this decision. And of course, there were some bits and pieces like showering down, but it never really black and white. Like, oh, because I give you 5 reasons, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you need to make this decision. They never are like that. So it was after I made the decision, I started my own healing journey. And then I realized there were lifetimes that I did not have the courage to make that decision. So again and again, I was in that loop of, staying and choosing others over myself or over my path, I would say. So
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like we get to this time of this reincarnation and this interesting energetic transformation. It's really everybody is given second and the third and fourth and the fifth opportunities to make a different decisions that we did not make in different lifetimes, or maybe even just the same lifetime.
Yeah.
So it is, yeah, it is humbling. It's takes courage again.
It's a blessing that we do get these opportunities, right? And if you can see them as opportunities instead of challenges or things not going your way, no, it's really it comes down to being an opportunity for you to see yourself and see your patterns. And during, my recent thing that everybody knows about by now is I also noticed a pattern. I'm like, okay, I didn't see that pattern before, but I saw it now. It's like, okay, we're changing this. We're not doing this anymore. We're going to choose something different. And I can see my thoughts, were following that pattern. And then when I was becoming aware, it's like, oh, okay, well, let me change this. And so then my thoughts started changing as well, right? So I know for myself now that pattern is no longer the same, and I'm not going to follow that same pattern moving forward. So that wisdom is what we, are here for, is to learn, to grow, to evolve, to expand in our consciousness, and to retain the wisdom from our so-called lessons, right? And the lessons are just experiences.
Mm, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's why very often the message I get is have compassion for ourselves, because that is the foundation. It's not so noble to say, oh, have compassion for yourself so you will have compassion for others. Of course that will happen naturally, but it is
Yeah.
so healing to open to the possibility of how can I see myself, like, I'm going through such a hard, like challenging time. How can I accept myself? How can I give myself more grace? How can I allow myself that space to rest and to grieve, to maybe just to get ready, let go of the reflection, and then get ready
Mhm.
for the new. No, this not necessarily new relationship right away, but how about the new adventure, the new friendship, a new connection, a new project or creative endeavors. So
Yeah.
it's we could say, it's self-care, it's self-love, but I feel underneath all this self-care, self-love, it's also compassion. Like, how could we hold the space and unconditionally loving and accepting for ourselves, no matter how good we are doing? And most likely our brain, our mind want us to be somewhere else already, right? Like, I wanted to already have that, you know figure, the weight, the health, the money, the house, the job, the partner. I mean, we all have that pattern, but it is about how can I love myself right here, right now, when I am doing a weird decision, no one can understand me, and I
Yep.
am turning up to, I'm talking to Arcturian, and I don't know, my friends don't understand me, and how can I hold space for myself, and how can I allow myself to look for people who are in the similar or a few steps forward to hold space for me without judgment. So allow me to be me, because we did not have the opportunity. I mean, when we were younger, we were not given any space to be,
No.
however beautiful, ugly, I don't know, sad, or however expression we are, however emotional state. So it is so important to open up to that new neural pathways and new behavior pattern as well.
Absolutely, totally. I totally agree. And our community is very we hold space. We hold each other in love and acceptance. That's my goal anyways, right? Is a totally judgment-free zone. And I mean you're talking my language. Absolutely. It is all about compassion and it is all about acceptance. Sometimes the word love is thrown around like everywhere for every little thing. So sometimes we don't understand what love is, but we can all come to accept ourselves as we are without judgment. And for me, that is the starting point.
Mm.
From there, then can you only start to create your life the way that you want, is if you can accept yourself without judgment as you are, as the situation is, right? And again, even that acceptance is without an agenda. It's like I don't know what's happening in the future. I'm not. I'm accepting myself and what is right now the way it is, just because what the future is going to bring, I have no idea. I mean, as I told you before, I cannot plan 6 months, more than 6 months. I can't even plan 6 months in the future. I don't know. So it's about that, just accepting who you are, where you are in the moment, and then just leaving it, right? And then as you start to do that, things do start to come into your awareness, into your field, into your life, and then again, you get to choose, right? You get to choose for you. So I know this is such a wonderful conversation because we don't normally get to have these conversations one on one or in this big group, right? Where we can be totally vulnerable. We can be just ourselves, and just share what you're feeling, etc., right? And the thing is, once you do that, then I feel that the doors start to open, because then you're being vulnerable and open to what is and what may be, instead of saying, I want it to be like this, it has to be like this. It's like, I have no idea what I want, right? At the moment, it's like, we're just going to be for now. And sometimes people are afraid of just that being, just being for a little while. They're afraid of that because they feel like they're losing control,
Mm. Mm.
right? Or I don't know what exactly, but that the unknown, right? Being in the unknown, people are sometimes nervous about, right?
Yeah, yeah. I love this because everything about me, when we talk about the astrology or whatever, human design, jinkies, so it's about changes. And but then one of my sign is like Taurus, like, no, I want, I'm stubborn. I just want the stability. And so I believe all of us have this different forces that we are adventurous in the soul, I would say, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't be here at this time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Answer this call and take on this mission. And so innately we are adventurous and we are here to embrace the new, because moving onward, everything is about creating the new paradigm or new project or new show or whatever that is, or new book that is unique to your essence. There's a basic, of course, strategy you can follow, but if you just copy others' formula, it's not going to work because it's not you. And so onward is about how can I get to know myself better so I can share what is uniquely me in that interesting vibration frequency, or the note of the soul, or the the song of the soul as well, song of the heart, however we want to say. And I often say it's like your unique vibrational frequency, your source frequency, that is uniquely you, and that is so needed. And so when we are looking into the unknown, because we also understand our body is very conditioned to stay the same, because whatever reason we are being protected to make changes, because it might be dangerous for our unconscious mind, reptilian mind. Our neural pathway does not allow us to take new action very easily, because so I think it comes down to that we are conditioned to not trusting life, not trusting ourselves. Maybe we trust our guides, but it's not truly, right? If we are not able to just relax into, there's a bigger, that bigger plan we all have, we all write, we all carry with us our DNA, our blueprint, that we will not miss that boat, right? So anyway, we are going to the destination, the mountaintop. Why don't we enjoy this journey and have more fun? So what is it that we want to create more of, right? I mean, for me, I love co-creation like this. I love to get to know someone else. I love to connect and know that, oh, we share the same idea. We are going through similar life journey. So I am not alone. And I'm not crazy, because I just feel like I'm here to fulfill my missions, whatever it is, bring it on, right? So it is about becoming aware of, so what am I afraid of? Because when we are all just unknown, it's all like a verbal. But if we truly peel the layers away and ask ourselves, like, so what am I afraid of? Then then we get to have more clarity. And then the same question the question at the same time is, what do I want? I'm not here forever, right? So I'm already at my end of 40s. So how many years do I have? And so how do I want to live the rest of my life? I mean, it's a taboo in a lot of culture. Like, people will think, don't want to talk about this type of things. But because I had a lot of, I had a different upbringing, I just feel like death is just a breath away. So I'm not going to waste my life and come back here again and to go through the different, as a baby growing up. And so I just want to have more of the adventure I'm here to do. I mean, whatever who I'm here to be. And so really get clear of the questions. Now, what do I want? And what am I afraid of? And can I get help? Can I help myself? Journaling, meditating, or do I ask for help to help me? It's actually, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. I think we heard that a lot, but it is true, because underneath the fear, it's just excitement. It's excitement of the new, right? Can you imagine that excitement of falling in love for the, like, as if life is just so exciting, so juicy and delicious. And, if we wanted to have more money, then it's about that feeling of freedom and that spaciousness, that delicious, nice things or smell, or just free from the worry and the looping thoughts. So yeah, just there's nothing to,
Absolutely.
it's only what is better on the other side of the fear. So
Yeah, and for a lot of people, the fear is, they want to do their mission work, they want to share their gifts, they want to, be fully on their path and journey, but they don't know what their gifts are. They don't know how to access their gift. They don't know how to access their life purpose, etc. Right? So I think somebody had written in the chat earlier, what can we do to step into our gifts fully? Right?
yeah.
And I'm going to let you answer that. But before that, I always say, um, we can't make our gifts, the word gift, so significant. Like, it's not really a gift. It's not anything special. It's who you are. It's your frequency. It's your vibration. and the energies that are flowing through you. And for me, what can we do to step into our gifts fully? It's just to step into our gifts fully. Just do it. Just share, and it's like, it's as simple as that. It's that fear that stops us. What if I make a mistake? What if I do it wrong? What if somebody doesn't like me? What if somebody laughs at me? What if somebody makes fun of me?
Right.
And for me, it was always, I don't want to harm anybody with
Mm.
my gifts. Like, I don't want to, do anything wrong to hurt anybody. That was what was stopping me. But once I started, it's like, you know what? This is being given to me by source, or this has come through. I just think of it as source, right? It's coming through source. So I have nothing to do with it. Whatever is going to come through is going to be for the highest good of whoever is listening or in front of me. I'm just a conduit. That's it. So it's just source energy, vibration, frequency, love, etc. that's coming through me. And I find that for me, that was the easiest way that I could get out of my own way. But I'm going to let you respond to that, Rania.
Yeah, well, you are speaking my language, so it's like music to my ears. That's exactly. And I would love to bring in a different, an additional aspect is that, when I was thinking, okay, what will be the title for this conversation? So it starts as Courage to Be You, and then it's Embody Your Soul Gifts. So like you said, our soul gift, it's not like an instrument, not like a piano. It has a corner, it occupies certain space. It's just an expression of our soul frequency. And it's usually what we are excited about or what we are very good at. And so, for example, when I first started with the, shall we say, okay, I will use the example of channeling. When I first started channeling, I mean, I didn't know I could channel. I didn't believe in it. So when we talk about how do we find our gift or how do we step into our gifts, it's a process of getting to know what I'm afraid of, or what is, where is the fear? And so the fear holds the signal, the hint or the message of where, the breadcrumb to your gifts. And so when you were saying that, oh, what if I make a wrong message? What if I hurt people? And usually, as I would boldly say as well, that we have lifetimes that when we were fully in our gifts and whatever, the life story that happened, that there was some negative effect because of our gifts. But we didn't know the stories, but we carry that imprint, that fear. So what do? We simply step into that and look into the fear, like, whether it's to self-journaling, I would definitely encourage, or you look for people you resonate with to help you look into how can I remove and dissolve that fear and transform that into like a further layers of the trust in yourself. Because when we have that fear, that means we did already have the gift. It's just that something happened in the past that we need to clear. And a lot of us have Lemurian and Atlantis timeline. And without going to, dramatic stories, that we agreed to take on that experiment or experience. And so there were a lot of fear of stepping into our power because, something happened in different timelines. So what do? Do I choose to let myself get stuck in this fear, or do I take action, whether it's to seek help or I do my own thing, and then I process that fear, and so choose the courage, like, okay, I am. So when I start channeling, I was so afraid that people are gonna think I'm crazy. So I was hiding for a few years. And of course I had lifetimes, like, that was like people just ostracize me. So I would not recommend people to spend next few years just to hide, in the fear, but instead just like, okay, I'm just gonna look at that fear. I'm just let that go because I'm ready. Because the joy and the reward of stepping or accepting our gift is so much bigger than the fear and the anxiety and the, in the darkness and the despair. So again, I feel if we can say to answer this question from a different wording, is that just to look at what I'm afraid of, and then just follow that thread. And then, like we are doing the treasure hunt, we just pick up the treasure from one stuff to the next and see what excites us. So we heard, follow your excitement, follow your bliss, probably everywhere. And that is
Yeah.
because it's true. It is true. It is our higher self, our oversoul, dropping the signals like, okay, this is you, sweetheart. This is you, our dear one. This is you. So step, choose to accept that part of you and just lean in.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, the more you do it, like it's not about being ready. You're never going to feel like you're ready, right? You're never going to feel like you're ready. So it's a matter of just starting and doing it and sharing, and then the more you do it, the more comfortable you will feel, and then the more your gifts will flow even more strongly, right? Because at the beginning it's like you're hesitating, like you're taking baby steps, like a baby, walks, falls down, gets up, falls down, gets up, etc., and then eventually starts running. But also I find that the support, like meaning the vibration frequency and the flow from source, gets stronger as you do it. It's like the more you do it, the more you embody that frequency, that vibration, that gift, so-called gift. It gets stronger and stronger as it flows through you, because you're actually, on path, on purpose, and doing the work, right? And again, it's always about um being of service. I don't do something out of ego,
Mm.
but like, I don't know how to even phrase that, but it's like I'm just being of service. How can I be of service to my community? How can I be of service to the client in front of me? What is it that they require? And that's it. And then let it flow. For me, that's how it has been. And it's about, just trusting that whatever is going to come through you, because it's coming from a higher vibration, frequency, and source, is what is required.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that answers your question. I think it was Irene, but I could be wrong. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. But, of course, start with journaling. If it's channeling, for example, definitely start with journaling. That's how I started as well. I also started with or like getting messages from source and the guides. I started with oracle cards and journaling, talking to my higher self, getting those types of things, and then just letting it flow, like letting whatever comes in flow. Okay. Okay, so let me see. I'm just seeing if I want to see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about soul mission as well, right?
Mm.
So I think we talked a little bit about the soul gifts for channeling and healing. It's going to be essentially the same. And then it's about the soul mission. So a lot of people, they want to know what their soul mission is, as if it's some big thing, grand thing, when it's not always, like it's about you being you and expressing yourself in an authentic way that resonates with you.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I think calling and soul mission are two different things, right? So I think most people are just looking for their calling, like what am I supposed to be doing with my life, kind of thing. But those three words, purpose, calling, mission, they're all like jumbled together, right?
Oh. Yeah, yeah. So I love what you shared. That definitely resonates. So we really are speaking the same language. I love that. So when we talk about purpose, right? We will also hear that, for example, Abraham Hicks said, joy is your purpose. So when we dive into what that expression means, in my opinion, well, in my interpretation, is that when you are able to be in joy state, that means the way you think, the relationship between you and yourself are in alignment, right? That you are in alignment to your true essence, your natural expression. Then that's your purpose. So the purpose is, for me, is you being you, and the authentic you. So it's not there's no end point, because I
Yeah.
think we are so beautifully multifaceted, right? When we think, we will never be fully understand how powerful, beautiful, radiant we are. So it's just like one step at a time to let go of the stone that is not ours, right? Like chip away, like Michelangelo, David. I mean, we can do our own thing, like, shefali sculpture, like we just chip away what is not ours, one step at a time. And when it comes to mission, it's like it's truly following each step of the joy, the excitement, the signs. Because indeed, I feel mission, it feels like very grand, like, oh, I'm here to create something new, you know? So for example, I know many of us are here to create community or healing centers, but it is not so much about the center itself or the community itself. It's really about that energy and frequency you are here to anchor in, right? To bring into the reality. So in order to make that happen, people will say, oh, but I don't have money. How am I going to make $1 million, you know, create my healing center and build the land and some eco village? It's not so much about that. It's really about the journey of you getting to find, oh, so what am I most excited about right now? Maybe it's to contact someone, to start a podcast, to write a book, to start my healing practice, or, you know, even if you're working in corporate job, maybe it's like, okay, I can create some little club in my company, right? I can start influence the corporate world by bringing more light, more self-awareness, more compassion, more love, more benefit, humanitarian into the corporate world. So not everybody is meant to be a, you know, channeler. I mean, we are all channeler, but not everybody is meant to have a business, so-called, you know, I'm a Reiki master business, right? A lot of us are meant to work in media, in PR, in corporate. So it's really about bringing through the consciousness and the frequency of what you are here to anchor in the form. And that form doesn't matter. It's, you know, maybe in the end, you thought, like some psychic told you 20 years ago, you are meant to have a healing center. But we do know, I mean, right now we are in different, very fluid timelines, right? Our mission, and many people are receiving new missions. So
Yeah.
let go of what some psychic told me what I need to do. Just let all the ideas go and tune in, come back to make small decisions right here, right now. Like, who am I and how can I know more about me, and getting clear of what I wanted, what excites me, and what am I afraid of? What can I tell?
I love that. Oh my God. I'm laughing because it's like, oh my God, it's so relevant what you're saying, right? Because it's true. 20 years ago, we might have had an idea, but that timeline no longer exists, right?
Mm-mm.
And if you are willing to tune in to your heart and ask the hard questions of, do I still really want that? You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get a no. So it's like it's time to let that go and say, okay, what else do I want now? What else would be more fun now in the times that we are in right now, right? Now, I have to say though, sometimes you know, it is important sometimes to get support from someone, because we can't always connect into what it is we truly want, because we're just so in our heads, in our stories, in our drama, in our, you know, what are other people doing and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, right? And so sometimes then it is helpful to, you know, talk to somebody nowadays, not somebody 20 years ago, but nowadays, who may have a much clearer connection or a different type of connection, um, to what is required and what we need in this day and age. So, you know, I had a session with Rayania just the other day, and it was quite enlightening. It was very affirmative and inspiring and empowering as well, validating in some areas. But at the same time, and it reminded me of certain things that, you know, I'd forgotten because of all the drama I've been in for the past couple of years, right? But the the key information that came through was so very important for me to hear. And then of course the question that I asked, you know, it's like, so it was important, and it had nothing to do with my 3D world at all, right? Why didn't I ask about 3D world? I don't know, but you know, that's another time, another place, right? But sometimes we do need that support and that information and that objective, you know, message, that can help us steer us to the next uh, evolution, next path, next phase of our journey. But again, it's just because somebody says something, it's still up to us. Like, do we want that? Do we choose that? Does that resonate with me? Does that feel good for me right now?
Mm.
It may not, right? So that's when you have to use your own discernment and your own choice point to say yes or no, and then you follow that. So I just want to take a few minutes and talk about the package, which is really simple. And that's why I'm talking about the session that I had with Rayania just a couple of days ago, because it was totally unexpected. I was not expecting to actually have a channeling session with her. We were just, getting together to talk about the show and her appearance. So it was quite spontaneous. So of course I didn't have anything planned, like, oh, let me ask this and let me ask that. It's like it just it just happened in the moment, right? So Rayania is offering a 60-minute one-on-one rise session for 127. And the reason why I'm talking about my session is because it's a channeling session, kind of, right? And so just the information that comes through, or the guides, the ascended masters, the galactics that come through, to share information with you, to share guidance with you. um I was, you know pleasantly surprised, and it was unexpected, again, like I said, but it was like it felt true, it resonated, and it's like it opened up new awarenesses, and it reminded me of certain things from the past that I'd forgotten. It's like, oops, I forgot about that. But so it was great. So Rayania, do you want to talk a little bit about what the 60-minute session looks like with you?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, sorry, I mean, it's in my nature. It's not in my nature to praise my own work, because I have to work 48 years in order to come to this space. So usually, the session is with guides that generally are the consciousness that have been supporting the clients, right? So some people, when they come in, and then so the dragon consciousness will come through, whether it's aquatic being, fey, elemental, or certain ascended masters or Isis, different type of teachers. And some often also it's the star beings. So the purpose of this session basically is to really energetically for you to attune back to the highest frequency. So I work with source, and the highest frequency available that is in accordance with divine law and order. So when the client that come in, usually, it feels like a pretty low, confused state, let's say, or because we are involving with a lot of reality that has been challenging. So the session itself is very powerful in the way that it recalibrates your energetic state, your emotional state, and usually actually the guides are pretty practical for some people. So for some people, a lot of information will be revealed about your star lineage or certain mission or project that is awaiting. And for some people, it's about healing, what is more 3D, the relationship, what needs to let go. And so a lot of each topic that has come up lately is about how do I step further into my gifts or my visibility, right? Like there are things that we are being called to do. And so it's about reconnecting you to your own true essence, your own frequency. And then through that, we will bring through the information for the mind to dissolve what is in the way for you being you. And usually people got inspired, and then they will suddenly see the path forward. They suddenly have the clarity of what they need to do, and the changes they need to make. And the most important and most noticeable change is that they certainly, I would say, like falling in love with life again. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like feel excitement, like feel the joy of being alive, like almost like motivated to to become human again. So I think that's also one of the things, like, because I know a lot of people actually are very weary of being human at this time. So that is also one of very prominent shift from the session is to truly recalibrate you to the new path, the new timeline, so that you feel seen, you feel heard, and you truly are able to tune in to your own guidance. So I will pause here, see if you any
So,
question.
so just really quickly, so who are some of the galactics that come through during these sessions?
It's a good question. So generally, if I just channel for the group, a lot of them often are Lemurian Council of Light or Galactic Council of Light, Galactic Federation of Light, Dragon Consciousness, Crystal Consciousness. And a lot of them are a combination of your star family, of the person's star family. So a lot of people think they are Palladium, but actually when they come into session, then they will receive information. No, this is also the time you get to know you have Andromedan, you have Arcturian family, Lyran waiting for you as well, that they are here to support you. I do see also a lot more is the dragon consciousness that will come in to support the client. That
Awesome, good. Thank you. So the session with Rayania is 127, and there is a payment plan available. And of course, if you're an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code. And there is some wonderful testimonials from people who have worked with Rayania, some one session, some 4 sessions, some couple of different sessions. So definitely take a look at those as well, just to give you an idea of what the session was like for them, just so you know. Right. And then again, 127 payment plan, and use your gift code. Okay. So definitely I recommend it. I mean, like I said, I had a wonderful session with Rayania just the other day, and it was unexpected, but I absolutely loved it. It gave me a lot of information, as well as opened up some new awarenesses, or opened up awarenesses and gave me new insights, as well as new information moving forward. So depending on what types of questions you ask is what you're going to receive, right, as well. All right, so take a look at that. So thank you, Rayanya. Now, I know that you are going to be doing a channeling for the group, as well as the Q&A as well, right?
Yeah.
So if people have a question for you, we'll take a few questions. We're not going to take like 100, but we'll take a few. You can raise your hand, and then we'll see how that goes.
Okay, good. So I will just invite everybody to join me and take a few relaxing breaths, because there's a lot of information and a lot of you are already feeling, like you are being seen and being heard. Like we are all going through similar journeys. So allow yourself to come back to your heart, breathing to your heart, and breathe out from your heart. And I'm going to just bring through the highest frequency available to support everyone in our highest good and the highest good of all. Greetings. We are delighted to be present with you today. Such a delightful light gathering. Every one of you, we are honored for your journey, that you have come this far. And we wish to let you know what is to come is beyond your imagination. So allow yourself to drop your mind and preconceived how the future timeline will look like. As you know, you are here to be the anchor of love, the consciousness of the new earth, the new paradigm that you are here to create. And what do you feel about would be the new earth frequency? It is one of abundance, prosperity, thriving, joy, playful, radiance, light, and bliss, collaboration, kindness, compassion. What other words you can think of when you think of the new earth, when you think of the heaven on earth without the religious context? What is that ideal, beautiful life that you wish everyone on earth has the privilege and the opportunity to experience? Everybody is well, have more than enough to live their life. Everybody's given the opportunity to express their highest gifts and talent in their full expression, in such a joy, being seen, being heard, being celebrated. So we want you to start, allow yourself to envision and bring that frequency into your moment to moment in your 3D daily life. You do not need to wait until you fulfill your soul mission to create the new earth in the future timeline. You are already the new earth in your DNA. And we understand there are always some, shall we say, collective, personal, ancestral, galactically imprints that you are here to transmute. But do not allow that to be the priority. Instead, allow the priority to be the joy, to be the high expression, to be the flow, to be the abundance, be the prosperity, as your high frequency or priority, we would say. So truly, we are here also to bring through an energy clearing while we are speaking. We are showering you with the highest source light in golden expression, the plasma, diamond plasma, and the rainbow light. Allow yourself to open your heart, to return back to your heart, receive the diamond rainbow light to clear, cleanse your energy field. Allow yourself to let go. That is not yours to carry anymore. Give yourself the love and compassion and grace to know you have done enough, and up until now, everything you have experienced is a reflection of your human journey. It's the lesson you are here to experience. It's the 3D, shall we say, you are here, the data you are here to collect onward. You are going to use all your life experience and turn them into the new earth you are here to create, to embody even. So allow yourself to open your heart and to choose to take small, all sizes of the decision, to choose yourself, to choose your own well-being, to choose to love yourself, to care for yourself. Because when you are doing so, you are open the pathway for other people to do so, which you are aware of. And it is important because that is the foundation of healing, to be able to accept and love yourself deeply, unconditionally. So we would like to pause here and welcome those brave ones to raise your hand and ask your question, as we know your question will benefit many in the group and many that will be watching replay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to go to Tanya. She has her hand raised.
Hello, ladies. Happy to see
Hi,
all.
Tanya.
My question is a little bit about you, Rayania. You said that you had to break up your relationship, and it's clearly it caused you a lot of pain. And I suppose you were in love. And could you tell me, please, how your soul mission was would be affected if you didn't break that relationship, for example? Wouldn't you be able to completely open up as you did? And because I met a lot of channelers, healers, and some of them don't have any relationship. Some of them are happy in their relationship, and some of like Joy. Joy Baker told me that her family doesn't know what she does, which is very interesting. So Could you open this subject a little bit more, please?
We would clarify the question as whether the
How
decision
relationship in private relationship affect my soul mission?
it is the decision is part of the soul mission, our dear one. Every decision you make when you choose to honor your own guidance, you are opening up to the timeline. You are stepping onto the pathways that is aligned to your, shall we say, expression or your soul mission, if you will. So as the conversation earlier shared, soul mission in itself, it's an expression, representation in the 3D. However, it's also a frequency, if you look at that. So it is in close relationship to the personal, individual expression of the essence. And so if Rayania had not made the decision, of course, she will not fail her mission. However, it will increase the suffering, we would say. It will, because when one is not honoring your own internal guidance, whether you want to say from the source inside through your heart portal or to the higher dimensional, if you want to see the dimension is out above you, it is all you communicating within yourself. And when you honor what is in alignment, then new opportunity, new people will come in. If you had chose to continue, shall we say, prolong this relationship or this cycle or this behavior, then it will only increase more difficulty and more obstacle. It does not mean that she will not eventually come to the other side of the light. However, it is about honoring the courage to follow one's choice, because when you are on your soul mission in the process of expressing or forming your soul mission or fulfilling your soul mission, in reality, you are polishing, you are fine-tuning what is in alignment to yourself, to your soul essence, to the consciousness you wish to bring through in this human form. And so all the external representation is a reflection to how you are being. So when you honor your internal guidance, and we will answer the relationship, for some different channels later, but when you are honoring the expression and the guidance, then the new opportunity, you will open new pathways. So for the souls or your soul star family, or the opportunity that is in alignment to the increased vibration or the expression you are becoming, then they are able to come in to support you to create, shall we say, more enjoyable, more so Rayania is truly here to bring back that innocent, childlike, playful, heart-centered co-creation, collaboration. That's what she's longing for. And so when she made this choice, although it is not going to happen immediately, however, she opened the possibility for what she desired to come into her reality. And yes, it's different for everyone. You have your own blueprint and you have different timeline with your, shall we say, so romantic partner, romantic soulmate, as everybody in this path is your soulmate. However, when we understand the human mind means the romantic partner, you have different timeline, you have different blueprints. So it is different. Some people are meant to have a different stage of their life journey, have one that is here to work with them for a long term. Shall we say 20 years, 40 years, 50 years? But then there are also a lot of karmic relationships that have come to play for you to complete the cycles from many different lifetimes. So we will pause here and ask if this answered your question.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. All right, we're going to go to Sarah next. And let's try and keep the questions short so that the channeling can be full. You're muted, Sarah. You're still muted, Sarah. You're still muted, Sarah. Okay, we're going to go to Vet, and then we'll come back to you, Sarah, okay?
Hello?
Hi, Vet.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me? Oh, thank you for taking my
Yeah.
call. This is so interesting. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
sum
go
up
ahead.
my
What's your
question.
question?
How do I step further into my visibility?
It is for you, our dear one. It is for you to start seeing how beautiful you are, how gifted and radiant you are. You have not been told the truth of that you are. So you are looking at a, shall we say, false mirror that does not reflect back the true essence of you. And
Mm.
it's a choice of letting go of what the false or the old mirror that the external world, the old world, your upbringing, your ancestral line that have created for you. Decide to let that mirror go and decide to build or manufacture your own new mirror.
Mm.
Start to appreciate yourself, to acknowledge yourself, change the dialogue in your head, our dear one. Be very mindful of what you say to yourself, how you judge yourself. And we want you to start giving yourself the word of affirmation, the love language that you would use so profusely for someone you love and you care for. Allow yourself to start speaking the language of love and acceptance and praise for yourself. That would support you to create a new mirror. So you will start to call in, also actively seeking the people that will reflect back to you the true beauty that you are. So you are consciously constructing this new mirror that you see nothing but the light that you truly are.
Mm.
And we understand the mind would say, okay, then how do I go on the social media? How do I let the world see me? That is the next step, our dear one. You will get there. That allow yourself to create that visibility with yourself first.
How's that, Vet?
Wow, that's amazing. I love it. Wow, it's the new language that I have to speak to myself. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Vet. Because
Yeah.
you do speak that very well when you are on calls with us, but you just need to speak it to yourself as well. Right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Lara.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All
Bye.
right, Sarah, you're back, or your
Yes.
thing is working now?
Well, my whole Zoom format seems to have changed, so I was pressing
Oh.
what I used to do.
Okay, no,
Something
we can
new.
hear you now. It's all good.
Okay, so here's my question. I have experienced almost everything that you put in your, thing about people pleaser, overgiving, yada, yada. And I have come to a point after 10 years of healing enough to go forward. And just the day I decided to do that, something popped up, and then the next week, a publisher for my book. But I feel some fear. It's like she's saying, "I'm sending you stuff. Why aren't you responding?" So I'm having two things going on. One is that I feel some fear. Maybe it's epigenetic from other lifetimes or ancestors. And I know my ex threatened me before when I was going to publish this book, but what I'm having physically is complete exhaustion. One day I seem to be okay, but I don't do too much. The next day I'll, pull a few weeds, do the laundry, and that's it. That's all I'm capable of. And so I'm having this incredible exhaustion holding me back from just being able to get regular things done. And I wonder if there's an energetic component of this exhaustion.
Indeed, our dear one, we first would like to congratulate you on the opportunity to write a book that is such a beautiful testament of how quickly you can shift your energy.
Well,
And
I wrote it 10 years ago. I'm just getting the courage to publish it.
we would like to start by saying, yes, you answer part of the question, is that it is important for you right now and for everyone on the call to be very mindful of your energy field. Of course, there's more in your energy field that is acting right now, but first of all, allow yourself to double up the energy clearing and the management. Ground yourself truly, because you understand that, as the community understand, that there is a lot of external energetic shifts, the positive one, the negative one, right? The one with agenda, and also a lot of support from the galaxies and from the earth. So it is about how do you center back to your 0 point, to your heart, and clear your energy and connect to the Gaia Sophia herself. And of course, there's also a lot of fear that you are taking on this action, publishing the book, however that is calling you forward. At the same time, you also get the opportunity to transmute a lot in your lineage, that when they show up, they did not end well. So a lot of your ancestors, we would say, chose to stay silent, chose to stay hidden, so that they don't bring danger to the family. And
Yeah.
you are here right now, right here, right now, represent that many that have came before you. You have the opportunity to serve them. So pep talk yourself, know that yes, there is fear and you are doing this for many. And so make a decision. You are going to befriend this fear, and you are going to look at the fear and then take small steps, however you feel in resonance with, however, whatever step that you are called to take, then move forward every day a little bit. Do not focus on the whole big picture of what's going to happen in the end, but just one thing at a time, to see what could bring you the excitement and the peace today, for the one little thing, to express yourself, for the little healing.
Okay, well, I'm doing the meditating, and I'm talking to my angels and my guides for 2 hours, and living at 0 point most of the time. So and then the exhaustion. It's like, no, you're not going to move forward. You don't have the energy. Go sit down. So
It's because you are also required to have more fun. Bring the fun element into your life. The little pleasure, the fun, the upliftment, the awe and wonder. Allow yourself to feel inspired and connected in the human form as well.
Okay, doing all that. We'll see what happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, we're going to go to Cindy. Cindy, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi, hello. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Yeah, hi, Cindy. What's your question?
Hi, so I have always felt that I'm a starseed. I know I've been here many of lives, and I would love to know what origin I am from. I feel like I might be from the Arcturian line. I'm just wondering if you can share with me what origin.
We would like to ask you, what are you most excited about when you find out your origin?
I love connecting with people and the earth, and I feel like I came here to spread love and show kindness to humanity. And I just really want to open my gifts more so that I can be of service to the humanity in the world. And I would like any advice or information that you might have to share with me.
Yes, we would love you to connect deeper with the nature, to start speaking, communicating with the nature if you have not already. Allow yourself to start communicating with the plants. And we understand you will also be able to transmuting the energy of the land. So we would invite you to explore that if that excites you. If you love traveling, give yourself the permission to create the opportunity to travel so that you are able to anchor in and work through the healing for different part of the earth.
I'd love to travel, and yes, that totally resonates. I would love to travel and connect to the earth more as much as I can. Am I from starseed Arcturian origin?
You are one from, we understand that you wanted to know the Arcturian. You also have Andromedan and Palladian connections. So our dear one, yes, Arcturian, Andromedan, and Palladian, at the moment, they are all here to support you. They have been working with you unconsciously and consciously. So allow yourself to open, to ask for more opportunity to fill your life with joy of traveling, connecting with nature, and whatever the mind comes up with negation or question about the money, about work, about time, allow yourself to let those go and see, okay, I'm just gonna ask to see what the universe can come up with the magic for me, and open yourself to take inspired action.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for answering my question. That was very, very, I feel blessed to be given that information. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
All right. We have two more because I don't want to burn out Rayania too much. So we're gonna go to Marianne and then Janice. So Marianne, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you?
All right. What's your question, Marianne?
Well, I'm really eager to move forward and start my energy healing business, but I also feel I'm getting distracted by all kinds of things, including the clutter in my home, and I know I need to work on that, but I would love to receive some advice on how I can best move forward.
We would like to invite you to, first of all, become clear of what you are speaking in your head. There is a lot of self-judgment that is a very harsh voice that coming from your earlier upbringing. And so give yourself take yourself off the pressure and know that, yes, you are being invited to declutter your space, as you are, we would say you are still holding on to a lot of the past, a lot of the belief, a lot of the emotional attachment and the pain and the belief from your family, from your culture. So see this, allow yourself to see decluttering as a process of starting your healing practice, as you do not want to start your healing practice right here, right now, at this point, when you are still entangled in with so many energies that is not serving you. Give yourself a space to get clear of who you are. And we are not talking about a long linear time. It is just a matter of decision, focus, and get clear of what you need to let go of and who you truly are and your why. Why do you want to start your healing practice? As you know, in the business 101 is to get clear of your why and allow that why to be cleared from savior complex. And that is very common. So do not take it too hard that, okay, why am I hearing this? It's not, you are not being stopped You're just being given the space and the linear time to tidy up the foundation, or to clarify the foundation, or to make a stronger foundation for your healing practice. Does that answer your question, our dear one?
Yes, it made me cry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marianne. All right, we're gonna go to Janice.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead. What's your
Okay.
question?
Okay, yes, great. I can hear spirit, and years ago they told me, although I feel like I'm connected to the Pleiades, they said you like the feminine energy, I'm more connected to Sirius. But 4 years ago, I had an accident, and I haven't slept since then, like maybe 2 hours sleep. And I had a reading from somebody recently. She goes, well, you are a walk-in. As of the accident, she goes, but it's not, there's not a match. It's not completed. So that's why you have some physical issues, etc. But you are considered a walk-in at this point. And she mentioned the name of the system. And my question is, and it's none that most people talk about. And I want to know why this walk-in, what does it want from me? I'm not feeling it or getting it, that there is a walk-in.
Okay, so before Rayania speaks, I just want to say really quickly, it's not fair to say that this other person told me this or that, because that's like that was one person's impression. So we're
Right.
just gonna let Rayania, whatever comes through for her to be her truth, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Our dear one, whether you resonate with the information this channel or another channel, another healer bring to you, it is your, shall we say, one of your main theme in this life is to lean into your own guidance. And so the fact that you were not able to sleep, we understand you have tried everything you can in order to sleep. It's a normal human thing. However, it is also an invitation for you to tune in, to truly get clear of what is going on. And we understand through that you look for a different session, but it is, in the end of the day, it is up to you, to the decision how you want to live the rest of your life, whether it's a walking or it's just simply a energetic recalibration or shifting. It is up to you how you as a human in the 3D form want to look after yourself. So we will not confirm whether you are a walking or not, as it is, we do not agree to that decision, that the observation. However, know that it is in your human power and ability to know, okay, I am now going through this right now. So what can I do in order in my human form to change this, whether it's a walking or not? Whether the medical system could help me find out what is going on. So we want you to take, first of all, to choose that you are going to take the responsibility of whatever is going on. As part of you, whatever is going on needs to be accepted, and then you decide to change the situation. We understand this may not be satisfying to your human mind, and it will only prompt you to look deep within what it is that you are looking for through this experience. You are waiting for an external explanation to justify. However, it's not going to justify. It's only awaiting you to take the action, for you to fit in, to embody more and deeper in this human form. And so that's what we wish to bring through at the moment.
Does that help, Janice? No. I would go back to the psychic that you talked to that said you were a walk-in and get her to give you more clarification, her or him.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have an appointment.
Awesome. Good. That's what I would suggest for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Interesting question. So there's one more question from Linda in the chat. Shin, she says, how might we get past our own limitations to get to connect and communicate more fully with our dragons and fairies and others? I feel them, but wish to take it deeper.
We would say start trusting yourself. Of course, you dear one, you know this is coming. We would invite you to be playful, allow yourself to make up stories as when you were a little girl. You would just honor and trust what is coming through your mind. You will start to ask them to show themselves to you, start talking with you, and you will pretend you hear, and actually you do hear. So bring in the element of playfulness. And we would also invite you to connect with, whether it's community or just a dear friend, to see if you could co-create and to bring in more fun, as we understand you are seeking connection. And it is also the human connection you are needing at this moment. So open your heart to the other, to the human connection. And when you do so, more and more allow yourself to know you are safe. You are fully capable of guarding, or you will not be hurt again. So allow yourself to heal this wound of abandonment, whatever that has happened, and know that you are ready. You are ready to welcoming more connection within and without. And when you are at that step, dragon, fairy, anyone, it will be easier to access. We hope this serves you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Rayania. And so, of course, and the collective that you are channeling. Thank you for the messages and the guidance and your presence here today.
We wish to thank you for the opportunity for us to share with you, you beautiful hearts, all of you, the brave hearts that you, each and every one of you are. No matter where you are at your state of evolution, know that you are ready. You are ready to create the new, and we cannot wait to see what you are going to bring forward in the linear time of 2024 and the 2025. Know this energy is very beneficial when you choose to make a decision to lean into more of your own true essence and your expression. You will be greatly supported. So trust, our dear one. And we are sending you so much love and infinite blessings. With that, we are complete.
Thank you. Beautiful. That was a lot. Thank you. I mean, it was the channeling itself and then all the Q&A. So I'm sure you're exhausted. So everybody, I think, should just have a sip of water first before we, go anywhere else. So have some water. if you would like to work with Rayania, of course, please do. Like I said, I had a wonderful session with her just recently. Please do check out the package and work with her. So, Rayania, I always ask my guests, any last words of wisdom, but you just gave so much wisdom in the channeling, right? So I don't know what else you could possibly share with us, but anything else that is coming up for us specifically about, our mission or our gifts?
Yeah, I feel actually that's in alignment to some of the messages that came through, is that truly, I think it's about not take things so seriously, because that's also the old paradigm, right? Like, oh, this is my mission. I won't miss timeline if I don't do this and that.
Yeah.
So I feel moving forward for me personally as well is to take it with a light-hearted, with light heart, and know that it can be fun, it can be joyful, it can be easy, it can be magical, right? So when it's not, when it feels heavy, then that's the invitation of like, okay, maybe I need to reset, right? Let me go for a walk, let me go play with my dog and go have a nap and, cook a nice meal and come back. Or maybe I find someone who I resonate with, like talk to the community. Yeah, and just take it easy. I feel the lighter hearted, the more excitement we can bring into the thing we wanted to create or manifest, it's going to get easier, because we have to change a new way, and that's the new approach.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And sometimes, yes, for sure, bringing more play and fun and joy and lightness, absolutely. But it's also about listening to your body, right? So as I was saying early on, before we went live, I think, I'm not sure, but I was saying how I've been doing a lot of downloads for the past couple of days. And so I was feeling a lot of pressure in the back of my neck, which I know I get when it's too much. And so it forced me to just, take a nap, relax, rest, do nothing, right? And so I was doing that earlier today when, normally I would not have been taking a nap at that time, but, I did, and all that stuff, and didn't sleep that great and whatever. And it's also the new moon. So a lot of those energies are coming in right now. But it's about listening to the body too, because don't forget that when we are wanting to be on our mission, on our path, on our journey, etc. We all parts of our being have to be in joy, in ease, right? In order to actually fulfill our mission with greater capacity and greater emphasis, impact, right? So if, for example, when we talk about relationship, if you're in a relationship and you're not happy and you're miserable, well, that energy is going to carry over into your mission as well, right? Or if you are, physically, not well, that energy of difficulty, etc., is going to also carry over into your mission, into your path, and into your journey, right? So it's about listening to your body as well, and taking those naps. Like Zara says, I've been taking lots of naps too, right? So it's like, yeah, listening to the body and saying, okay, the body wants to rest. So the body's resting because it needs to integrate the higher vibrations, higher frequencies, higher energies, so that it can go more fully onto the path. Because we do this together, right? And our soul with our body, right? Have to be in alignment or resonance, or like together, working together to do it, with, for the greatest benefit. So, it's so important, right? It's and and the exhaustion, of course, like if you're so exhausted, it is you could be doing a lot energetically up here, right? Which takes time for it to, be in alignment with the body, or get the body attuned to those higher vibration frequencies. It's great that people love to meditate, converse with their guides, converse with the angels, converse with the galactics. That's all great. It's great that you want to always be in a higher vibration frequency, but your body, it needs to catch up as well, right? At the same time.
Yeah, I would definitely bring in also movement. Of course, people say, oh, I'm so tired, I cannot move. But it's really about, of course, making sensible judgment of what kind of movement, whether it's slow yin yoga, it's Tai Chi, Qigong, or it's walk in the nature, or it's, because I feel it's so important to allow our energy to flow, right? The movement, the dancing, ecstatic dance, or just simply, dance the body. So it's important to be in the body more and more. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do your mission without being in the body. You can't. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I don't think so. It's like that's why we have this physical body and here on this physical earth to do our mission. If we were wanting to do something without the body, we would not be here. We'd be doing it somewhere else, right? So we definitely need to be in alignment and doing it in conjunction with the body, right? So always remember that. Yeah, check for leaks in your aura and find out where you are losing energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything is possible. And sometimes, we're so used to being a certain way, doing things a certain way that we, might miss something like that. So definitely, definitely take a look at different things. But for sure, ground. We all know that we all ground. But the thing is, it's like grounding is not just about, oh, I'm gonna energetically ground, I'm gonna put my feet in the earth. No, grounding is more than that, right? It's like really accepting and being physically here is also grounding, right? Are you okay with being here at this time now in your physical body? Superficially you're gonna say, yes, of course I am. Okay, go deeper, right? So it's always about going deeper. So there's so much interesting information came through this call today, Rayania, through the channeling as well. A lot for us to think about, and a lot of new awarenesses and insights I'm sure you all received as well. So, but definitely go back and watch or listen again, and of course, please do book a session with Rayania. And like I said, I had a wonderful session, received wonderful information, new information, old information, like reminders that I think Rayania is not even aware of, because I didn't mention it on the call with her when I was talking to her. It was like after the fact, like, oh yeah, so something came through, right? So definitely go back, and watch or listen and be willing to receive, because most of the information that we receive during the channeling, I'm sure you also can relate it to your own life as well, to your path, to your journey, to your purpose. I'm sure some of it can also relate to you, even if you didn't get your question answered. Okay. So, wonderful. Whew. It's Friday. It's the weekend. So, everyone have a great, wonderful weekend. I will have the replay up shortly in a little while, but definitely go back and check it out and work with Rania if you can. And yeah, enjoy the weekend. If you're still celebrating in the US, please be safe, but enjoy. Have some fun, do something creative, right? Connect to your guides, etc. But also do something creative, do something physical with your hands. Get that energy moving in your body as well. Okay. So thank you so much, Rayania. This was wonderful. I loved it. We'll definitely have to have you back on again for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shefali. And thank you, everyone. Such a beautiful community. Thank you. I have
And
fun.
everyone, again, thank you so much. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings always. Bye for now. See you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
I'm just finishing reading up some of the things in the chat that I didn't get a chance to read.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Bye for now, everybody. Should I just leave? Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, Shefali. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.